Hey nieces and nephews, it's your favorite auntie Monique Judge, and this is Auntie Unfiltered. Now today on Auntie Unfiltered, I'm going to talk about a very important topic, and that topic is self-care. Self-care is becoming increasingly important, especially right now in the age of Corona. And even more so given the latest developments of race relations in this country. Now, I received a letter from someone who wrote, Auntie, I don't know if stress can really describe how I've been feeling these days. I'm burnt out, overwhelmed, and just plain tired. Between this pandemic, work, and trash-ass, racist-ass America, bubble baths and face masks just won't do the job for me these days. And to top it off, I'm blessed to have a job, but I feel like I'm working more than ever. How can we take care of ourselves in the middle of all of this? What can we do when we just feel helpless? And they signed it, Fix It, Jesus. Yes, coronavirus Jesus, if you are out there, we are sending the Jesus bat signal. We need you to fix this shit right now. But, of course, and as always, if you're not going to step in, coronavirus Jesus, fuck it. Black women will do it. So here's the deal. The biggest part of my self-care regimen is therapy. I'm very blessed to have medical benefits that allow me to go to therapy. And currently, due to the coronavirus, my medical insurance company is actually not making us pay co-pays for our therapy appointments, which is a blessing, right? Because it means I can see my therapist as much as I want and I don't have to worry about a copay. And I'm very thankful for that. I found my therapist on Therapy for Black Girls, and she is a Black woman. I'm also very thankful for that because it helps to have someone who can relate to my experiences. And I just speak with her about everything. She helps me unpack my shit and untangle my knots. Now, I realize that not everyone has medical insurance and not everyone can afford therapy, but there are alternatives. Most cities have some sort of program where they will see you on like a sliding fee scale or even for no fee at all, depending on your income. And I would definitely suggest looking into that. There's also groups you can join. Here in Los Angeles, we have a thing called Share, where they facilitate different kinds of groups for all different kinds of trauma that you want to go and talk about. And that might be helpful as well. Check out, at your, if right now they're not currently offering those services just because of where we are, there may still be some video alternatives. So I would definitely look into that. Another thing that I do that really helps and just very therapeutic for me is journaling. And I make time to journal every single day. If you follow me on Instagram, which I'm the journalist on Instagram and Twitter, I'm the journalist everywhere. I talk a lot about bullet journaling, and this is a moleskine or moleskine, however you're supposed to pronounce it, notebook. And I basically write down everything in here. It functions as a planner, as just keeping notes for myself. If I have a thought or something I need to get out, I write it down, something that maybe I might want to talk about with my therapist later in the week. I write that down because these things are important, and it's important to keep a check on our mental health, I'm not going to lie, I also make very good use of the fact that I live in a state with recreational cannabis. So I am eating edibles every day. And they work and they help. I eat them in the afternoons when I'm done with work. It takes the edge off, and I eat them at night so that I can go to sleep. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I still feel good, and that's the point, right? But not everyone wants to self-medicate like that. So there's other things you can do too. One thing that I love doing, and I've found more benefits in it besides like the stress relief, is I have a puppy and she has to go out for walks. So every day in the afternoon, we take a really long walk, like at least 3 or 4 miles. And that helps too, right? It helps me to clear my head. It helps me to just feel a little bit better. Something else that I invested in, and these things are only like $4 or $5 on Amazon, adult coloring books. I love cuss word coloring books, and there's so many in here for me to like fuck in pink. You get it? So, there's so many things you can do. You got to find your groove and what works for you, but I recommend you find something because especially given the uprisings that are happening right now, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and in Louisville, Kentucky, as well as other cities across the country where they're protesting these high-profile Black deaths. I want us all to remember that this situation is not going to be over. The president last night called for people to be shot. The same president who was praising the white people when they were protesting having to wear a mask thinks that Black people protesting injustice are thugs. And that's where we are in America. And that is not a good place to be. And to be Black in America is to live in a constant state of fucking outrage. And that's where we are. So be gentle with yourselves. Take care of yourselves. It's not always easy. There is no 100% miracle fix. But if you just take it one day at a time, even 1 minute at a time, if you can just breathe through this minute. And let it out, it's easier to get to the next one. I want to hear from you. If you need advice, if you have questions, if you have a suggestion on something that I should discuss, please email me at auntiesubmissions@theroot.com. And we will see you guys here next week. Bye.